Okay, picture this. You're at a packed sports bar. It's Saturday night. The place is buzzing right, games everywhere, and then bam, three different customers, three different game requests for three different TVs. The staff's completely slammed, and maybe you're the manager. You're trying to get the right game on the right screen. You've got this handful of mismatched remotes. Which one works what? Which box feeds which TV? It's just chaos. A mess of buttons and wires, and all you want is for people to watch the game and your staff to, serve drinks. Okay, so let's unpack that whole remote control nightmare, that bottleneck. That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking deep into the WolfPad DirecTV, DISH, and cable box tablet TV control system. Our mission here is to really explore this system, see how it cuts through all that complexity, how it puts supposedly intuitive control right at your fingertips, especially for folks who aren't tech wizards, In places like bars, restaurants, we'll break down what it is, how it works, and really why it might be a genuine game changer for these businesses.
Yeah, and what's really interesting here, it's not just about making it a bit easier to switch channels. It's aiming for something bigger, a real transformation in how things run, the user experience, especially in these demanding spots. The focus, as you dig into it, seems to be all about simplicity.
Yeah.
Taking a really complex problem and making it, well, simple, almost democratizing AV control.
And it is a complex problem, isn't it? Anyone who's managed a place like that knows the pain. You've got multiple receivers, DirecTV, DISH, cable boxes, whatever, each with its own remote, usually. Then figuring out how to get that signal to that specific TV out of maybe dozens, it's tricky. Usually you need someone pretty tech-savvy on hand, which, isn't always practical, especially during a rush.
Exactly. And if you zoom out a bit,
Yeah.
think about the business side. That inefficiency, it's not just annoying for the staff. It hits the customer experience directly. Nobody wants to stare at a blank screen while someone fiddles in the back room.
Right, or wait forever for their game.
And it drags down staff productivity. So the real potential genius of something like WolfPad, from what we're seeing, is empowering anyone on staff. The hostess, the bartender, whoever's on the floor. They can manage the screens without needing an AV degree.
So no more calling the owner at home on a Saturday night.
That's the goal. It shifts it from a technical chore to just another simple task anyone can handle.
Okay, so let's talk specifics. WolfPad itself. What is it exactly?
The sources describe it as an integrated system. There's an app, there's hardware, all designed specifically to make controlling and routing those HDMI signals easy. The main aim, get rid of that whole multiple remote control headache. Make it seamless, like tapping your phone.
And here's where it gets really interesting, that aha moment. The material makes a big point. No programming knowledge is required.
Yeah.
To set up your system as our interface is intuitive and simple. That's huge. It tackles a massive barrier for most owners.
Right, because usually these things need installers, custom code. Exactly. So the big question is, how do they pull off that simplicity in such a complex field? It seems they've done it by creating this unified visual interface on a tablet. It just hides all the technical layers. It's not just simpler control. It's a whole different way of thinking about AV for these places.
And that focus on simplicity really comes through when you look at the features. Let's break those down. First, big one. You change channels on all those boxes, DirecTV, DISH, whatever, right from the tablet, on the floor. You don't have to trek back to the closet or the office where the receivers are hidden. That alone saves so much time.
And think about the mental load it takes off the staff. They stay out front, interacting with customers, not stuck in a back room.
Totally. But this next feature, I think this is really clever. You can actually see a live preview of the video source right there on the tablet before you send it to a TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So no more guessing if you've got ESPN or the Food Network queued up. No more awkward mistakes on the big screen.
That's brilliant. It's like having tiny monitors for every input in your hand.
It's like a confidence booster, right? You know what you're sending, reduces errors.
Absolutely. Most systems, you kind of cross your fingers or cycle through channels blindly.
Yeah.
This gives you that feedback up front. It's like an advanced cockpit display for your bar's TVs.
And then there's the interactive floor plan. This sounds cool. It actually shows your venue's layout on the tablet, with the TVs marked where they actually are. So you just tap the TV you want to change visually, instead of trying to remember if TV 17 is the one by the bar or in the corner.
Exactly that. You're not deciphering receiver 3 to TV zone B. You're just tapping the screen that represents the physical TV. Super intuitive.
Simple.
And they even thought about mistakes. If you tap the wrong TV icon, just tap it again. It reverts back to whatever was playing before.
Oh, nice. An undo button.
Yeah, it's a small detail, but it shows they were really thinking about the user experience in a busy environment.
Okay, so Beyond the visual stuff, what about practical day-to-day use? They mention things like one-button control, turn all the TVs off or on with a single tap. That's great for opening and closing.
Definitely simplifies that process.
And favorites presets. You can program buttons for, say, the main sports channels or whatever gets used most often. Instant access. And the compatibility seems really broad. It covers loads of different satellite and cable boxes, DirecTV, DISH, Spectrum, Comcast, Fios, TiVo, even Canadian providers like Rogers and Bell. And crucially, it controls them using IR infrared signals, just like a normal remote.
Which is a smart move.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, while some systems push network control, IR means it can talk to a huge range of existing devices without needing complex network setups for each one. It just works with what most places already have.
Makes sense. And it looks like you can optionally add control for things like Fire Sticks, Rokus, Apple TVs too, also using IR. Plus, it scales pretty well. Up to 14 sources like cable boxes, sending video to up to 36 TVs. That covers a lot of venues.
Right, that scalability is key for larger restaurants or bars with multiple zones. The IR strategy really maximizes compatibility across the board.
So let's nail down who this is really for. Who benefits most? The sources are super clear. It's aimed squarely at the everyday user, the sports bar owner who isn't an AV expert, the waitress, the bartender, the DJ. People who need to control the TVs but don't have technical training, it's for them. People who just need the system to work, simply and reliably.
And looking at it strategically, the impact on how a place runs and on staff morale could be huge. They literally say a sports bar owner won't get called at home anymore about controlling the system. That's less stress right there.
Huh. That's a selling point.
Definitely. And think about the staff, less frustration, feeling more empowered because the system is easy. That's good for morale, good for retention, probably.
And it's not just sports bars, right?
No, absolutely. Think restaurants with TVs, bowling alleys, casinos, country clubs, gyms, even sports arenas or training facilities. Anywhere with multiple screens needing simple control. It basically standardizes a process that's often kind of messy and inconsistent.
Okay, let's peek under the hood then. The tech side, and importantly, the value, what makes it tick. It's described as a proprietary system, so custom code, the WolfPad app itself, and this cloud-based customizer thing for setup, and the core hardware. It uses a modified pre-owned Crestron rack mount controller.
Ah, Crestron. That's interesting.
Yeah, it needs about 3U of rack space. That's like 3 standard slots in one of those equipment cabinets you often see in utility closets. Comes with its power adapter. Now, here's the kicker, and it's about cost. This approach, using that pre-owned Crestron gear, it apparently drops the price dramatically, down to around $2,500.
Wow, compared to
competing systems that the sources say can hit $10,000 or even more.
That's a huge difference.
Right. They leverage these older American-built Crestron units, known for being really solid and reliable. It's smart recycling almost.
It is smart. Using that robust, pre-owned Crestron hardware isn't cutting corners on quality. It's leveraging proven durability. A lot of newer, maybe cheaper systems might use less robust hardware that doesn't hold up in a tough commercial setting. WolfPad is basically using the built-like-a-tank reputation of older Crestron gear to offer reliability at a much lower price point. It turns older tech into a strength.
That makes sense. It's about long-term value, too, not just upfront cost.
Exactly. Now, about that cloud customizer you mentioned, how does that let users tailor the system without needing tech skills? It's provided with a system and lets you set things up for your specific venue name, TVs, assign sources, etc. Though it's worth noting, if you need really deep custom programming help, there might be hourly fees for that support. But the basic setup is designed to be user-friendly.
And the apps, you actually use existing Crestron mobile apps, Crestron Go or Crestron app, you download them from the App Store. The basic app is free, but you need a small in-app purchase within that app to unlock the live video preview feature we talked about.
Gotcha. So a small extra step there.
Yeah. And tablet-wise, you've got options. Use your own iPad, a Fire tablet, a Samsung one, or they offer an optional 10-inch Android tablet too.
And wrapping up the value side, those no-hassle purchase points are pretty compelling. Free shipping, 60-day free returns, they even provide the return label, no restocking fee.
And maybe most importantly,
no monthly or yearly fees. That's big for businesses managing budgets. It speaks volumes about their confidence in the product and its low ongoing cost. Removes a lot of friction.
So let's bring it all together. What's the bottom line for you if you're running one of these places? The WolfPad system, it seems, isn't just another piece of tech. It's positioned as a strategic tool, designed to empower your staff, the non-techie ones, and smooth out that whole AV management headache. And it does it while keeping the cost, both upfront and ongoing, way down compared to alternatives. Ultimately, it's about taking something complex and stressful and making it simple, intuitive, letting your team focus on the customers, not the controls.
And if we zoom out one last time, connected to the bigger picture, this whole idea, simplifying complex control for everyday users, that's got potential far beyond just sports bars. Think about it. Conference rooms, retail displays, maybe even complex smart homes where
Look,
people want powerful control without needing an engineering degree.
making tech accessible.
Exactly. It challenges us to think, where else could this model apply? What other tangled systems in your work life or even your personal life could really benefit from one simple, intuitive control point like this? Something that takes the complexity away and just put the power easily in your hands. Makes you think, doesn't it?